So when I do an AutoCrat, I make a new folder, so I like to have everything just in there. So I'm going to call this AutoCrat Writing Prompt. Once I get my folder, I'm going to make a Google document inside of this. And this is going to be my template. All right? So I'll make a Google document. And I'll title this Writing Prompt. Writing Prompt. So we can say, hello, my name is, and the trick is, what you have to do is put these little carets. Anywhere you put those, that's what creates the tag. So it's 2 left carets and 2 right carets. So hello, my name is first. On a dark and stormy night, I traveled to the appliance and found a rest of story. So that's going to be the rest of the student's story right there. So a quick little short writing prompt just to kind of get something made. All right. I'm going to close that document. Or sometimes what I like to do is I'll just minimize it in case I got to make sure I remember what I'm doing. So now back in my Google Drive, I'm going to make a new document, but I'm going to make a Google form because this is what the students are going to fill out to create their writing prompt. Now you guys can go in here. You could require a student login, so they have to log in with their school email. You could not require that. It's up to you. All right. I'm going to turn that on, and I'm going to collect their username just so I know which kid is doing what. So this could be writing prompt number. What week of school is this? Oh, I figured someone's doing a countdown.
One before Christmas.
All right. We'll call this week, 18. So I could ask something in here like first name, because that's one of my questions. I want to make it required because I want to make sure I know what their name is. I want to add a next one, and I asked, name your favorite appliance. Now, in the case of you guys, I'd be scared to see what you would say. All right. You could also do something if you wanted to pick something from a drop-down list. You could say a multiple choice or drop-down, force them to pick one. You know, so I could do something like that. Even I could say multiple choice, toaster, stove, washing machine. I'm not allowed to use that at home anymore. I got banned. Apparently, it's not a good thing when you do laundry and forget to take it out of the washer and then go on a week-long trip. You know, they get really angry about that. I don't know. You know.
You guys do that on purpose so
All right.
to do that.
Shh, don't tell our secrets. Okay. And then the next part, I'm going to add a paragraph text. All right. So I said the rest of the story. When you traveled to find your appliance, what happened? We could say include, if you're writing prompts of something certain, you know, a minimum of 4 to 34 sentences. All right. I could do something like that. We'll hit required. And now I have my form. All right. So I can hit view live form. This is what students would see. You need to take that link then and put it on your Weebly page, or if you have a Google document you share with students, you could do that. You could use a website like Bitly or Google Shortener to shorten the URL, and you could just write it on the board. It's whatever you would like to do. All right. If you were doing this generically, like a journal every week, you could just say name, you know, email address, something like that, and then your journal, and that could be it. You wouldn't have to put anything else in there. All right, and thank you, Sue, for giving me, she didn't give me a look, but she looked at it and nodded her head. It made me think, what did I forget in here? Email address. Email address. You could actually take that from the student's username. If you automatically correct it, it automatically generates it, but I'll just put it in there. All right. So I have that. So now what I want to do is I want to combine those two. I want to combine the Word document and this form. So what I'll do is I'll hit View Responses. This is where it gives me that little spreadsheet. And this is where you're going to do the magical combining action. All right? There's this little thing up here called add-ons. If I click add-ons, I have a little thing here called AutoCrat already, but that's because I've installed it before. If it's your first time ever doing it, you just have to hit Get Add-ons. And some people try searching it, but then they can't find it. Just scroll in here. AutoCrat's always listed towards the top. It looks like the little robot here. You can see this guy. You can just hit Add, and it automatically adds it. Once it's added, it shows up here. I have AutoCrat. I can then pick Launch. This is where you got to be patient, which I know all of us have abundance amount of patience. Okay? Lots and lots. Some more than others. But when I do that, it opens up this little window, and it kind of takes you in a step-by-step process. So I hit New Merge Job. What this is going to do, it's actually looking at my Google form, and it's taking everything and combining it in. It brings you here. And what you have to do is you want to pick your template from your drive. So that little Word document, that Google document we just made, I'm going to pick it. And the nice thing is, if you had just made it, it's pretty quick to find again. Because there's my AutoCrat writing prompt. And there's my writing prompt. Now, through the magic of the internet, and I have no idea how this works, it just does, because someone really smart made this. All right, writing prompt. You just got to name the job. You can name it what you want. Writing prompt number 18. It automatically finds all my tags. All right, see, these are the tags I put in my document, the first, appliance, and rest of story. What I do is I pair these up with my Google Sheet. So I put first name with first name, appliance, I put what's your favorite appliance, and the rest of story, I marked when you travel to your appliance, what happened. So we just match those up. I can hit save. And then here you have a couple different options. It says when you name the file, what do you want to name it? And here's the neat thing. It gives you these little tags. I could take the student's username, just copy that, and paste. So now it's going to name the file the kid's username. And I could also add in the timestamp. So I know the date and the time that the student made it. So my file would automatically be named that. I don't have to do anything else. It's just set up. I can then say, what do I want the file to be? Do I want it to be a Google Doc or a PDF? So does anyone know what the difference would be? A Google document, you could edit, right, and change. A PDF is, boom, a PDF. You cannot change it, all right, unless you do some fancy magic. But sometimes that's good, right? Sometimes we don't want to be able to edit something, so PDFs are kind of useful. We could then actually email. So we could email this to the student so they could automatically get it. So I could say I'm going to copy their email address and put it in there. And you can also put yourself so you could get emailed. Now note, if you have 250 kids and you do this in one day, how many emails are you going to get? 249, because there's always that one kid absent no matter what. All right. I can then put a subject, writing prompt 18. If I wanted a message in there, I could type that. Hello. And you can use these in there too. So I could say hello, first name. And then I can include it as a Google document, an editable one, a commentable one, a viewable, or a PDF. Now this is the big thing you guys want to note, is I can make this run automatically. So as they do it, it just automatically emails them. I can put a check mark there. All right. I can also add a folder where all my merged documents go. So you could be specific where they go. Now, Jeff is really good at this, and he figured out there is a way that you could create documents according to each kid's username. So it would automatically put it in a certain folder. I couldn't make it work for the life of me. I have no idea. So one day I'll figure that out, but I couldn't make it work. But you guys could if you really have free time. And that's it. For the rest of the year, if you use the same journal thing, you could always do it. Now, if you like that and I just blew your minds and that was too much, you just email me. I will come and help you set this up. All right? Because you can see it doesn't actually take that long to do. All right? So, but I think my time is up, so thank you.